What positions do the Saints still need to address with veteran free agents?
Well, they just got 2 today. They signed the 2 offensive linemen, and it's kind of interesting there. Shane Lemieux and Justin Herron. Justin Herron.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean they were represented by former Saints center.
Charles Bentley.
Yeah, he started an agency, AMDG Sports, and he scouted them coming out of college. Ended up signing them. So it's kind of interesting that they did that. For me, it would have been offensive line at the top. I don't know if this fully addresses it. I think you could still add another guy, but it gives them a little bit of depth there. I think safety is a position that they're going to look at seriously and try to find somebody else. I don't think they're set at that position by any means.
It's a good one to be looking for. I mean, the market, still a who's who of names out there.
The market was bad. Your post-draft, I think the market gets suppressed a little bit, and that's something that they could definitely add at. We got defensive end and tight end listed up here. I mean, I don't think you need a D end at this point. I think they're okay at that spot. I don't think you're going to get anyone that changes the game at this point. So I don't think that you add there. I think you could still add another tight end, though.
Yeah, I mean, but they didn't draft a defensive end, and they didn't draft a tight end. They didn't draft a safety. And I think, I mean, some of those you could argue they were more draft needs. Get younger, think about the future. I don't know that you go in and bring in the Andrus Peat of defensive ends just to add, I mean, like we've said a bunch, there's room to upgrade there, but they don't just need a 7th guy competing for playing time there. Safety is really interesting to me. Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know that the door is still open for Marcus May. I bet Marcus May is going to sign a veteran minimum deal somewhere because he's like the 8th most accomplished veteran safety still out there. So you can get a guy if they decide to do that. Offensive line, the first 2 names that we thought, well, 3 names that we thought of were you've been talking about Mekhi Becton a lot. We've been talking about Andrus Peat a lot. Mekhi Becton signed right away with Philadelphia. And that was like $5.5 million I saw. I don't know if that's real money, up to money, but a little more than some guys normally get at this stage. And Dalton Risner is another one. He's a guard who started for a long time and actually started for Clint Kubiak when they were with the Broncos, when Clint Kubiak was at the Broncos. But going out and bringing these 2 veterans in today at what I assume to be minimum salaries, I mean, maybe the Saints are just going to continue we're just not spending money on backups philosophy this year. That it's making me think, it's making me think Hunter Renfrow is not going to get that call at wide receiver, and Andrus Peat is not going to get that call on the offensive line. Maybe they spend on like one guy. Maybe some guys have to be a phone call away if people get hurt this summer. But when they sign 2 veteran offensive linemen, and look, they're neither Herron nor Lemieux. I mean, when you're going to read their bios, you're not going to get enthusiastic about them. But they are guys who started previously in the NFL, so they're the veteran options. I mean, those signings would surprise me if you're doing that right before you plan to sign Andrus Peat or Dalton Risner or something.
Would you say Justin Simmons? You can get him for like $5 million. Would you do it?
Him, yes. Justin Simmons might be one of all the free agents left on the list, though. Like, I don't know that there's anyone else out there that I'd pay $5 million for it.
Would you do
Simmons
6
for Justin Simmons? I haven't. I don't know.
For sake of reference, Tyron comes out at 6.8.
Right, but I just don't understand why Justin Simmons is in the position he's in now. Like, I can't speak the idea of Justin Simmons. He's an upgrade. Like, he's very recently was playing better football than Tyrann Mathieu. I mean, we were talking about Pro Bowl, All-Pro level safety. He's universally praised as a great teammate. I don't know if somebody knows something about an injury. I don't understand why Justin Simmons is unsigned. Is he waiting till someone pays him $10 million? I have no idea. But I mean, he's the best player, I think, unsigned in the NFL right now.
I have a feeling that he was probably looking for market-siding money because he's widely considered like the best safety in the league. And I don't think that, I think if he was looking for $9 million that C.J. Gardner-Johnson got, like he would have got $9 million. I don't think he would have had trouble getting that. I think he just played his hand to where he was like, no, I'm not playing for less than I'm worth. And then the league just kind of moved on, and then the offer didn't come. You know what I mean? Like, I think he was waiting for something commiserate with his talent level. And if he wants to play, like, I think he's going to have to take a lot less. He's going to have to do a one-year deal somewhere. It's just.
I think I'm going to say no, though, the more I've thought about it. We've had this conversation since the beginning of the offseason. Like, you're paying to make the 2024 team better if you do that. A lot better. Great player. But I told you, I've been head versus heart all off season, but I've been proud of them for not. They have not spent any resources on 2024 only. Everything they've done has an eye toward the future as well.
What if you could get him on like a 2-year, $16 million deal where most of the money's in year 2 and it's kind of an option, and you can kind of evaluate where you're at and if it's worth paying next year.
Yeah,
and you're keeping like $6 million in this year and 10s kicked in next year.
He would be a guy worth suspending the.
I don't think he'd sign it, but
yeah. And but what I was going to say is the only other place that I was willing to invest in, because you made a good point about you got to keep Derek Carr upright, you got to make sure the offense works, is the offensive line. But Justin Simmons feels like a luxury, but I'll make an exception for a player that good, maybe.
I have trouble saying no to it if if you can get him for cheap. Like if you could get him for like 9, I would have trouble saying no.
I don't want to spend the money on Odell Beckham though.
No, neither do I.
Like Justin Simmons is a little. Look, if they let Marshawn go and they're saving that money, and then they add Justin Simmons to the secondary, a 1-for-1 swap, it would make even more sense.
So Justin Simmons in a second-round pick, that's like a good trade.
And saving that future cap space. So I don't know. Interesting though.
It's hard, man, because like I want him to go. Like it's like if that's there, I'm like, man, you got to do it. But there's been so much like a reserved nature to the offseason, and I kind of like it. I kind of like that they're being realistic about it. But it's like, damn, if he's there. They've even shown
more restraint than I like I don't know if I could show as much restraint.
You signing Simmons?
Yeah, I'm seeing he's good. He's good. He was good in Denver. He's really good. And I think I'm testing out, not for the same money, but I'm trying to see what Quandre Diggs could do too. You got to kick the tires and see what people still got, man.
Jamal Adams, Justin Simmons, Eddie Jackson, Quandre Diggs, Micah Hyde. Then you get Tracy Walker, Marcus May, Adrian Phillips. I mean, some of these guys are probably dealing with injury issues, but man, oh man, the safety position took it hard this offseason.
The thing that hurts me so much about him, though, is like I keep thinking, and it's like, damn, they gave up 70 with him playing safety, like to the Dolphins.
Okay,
like how much of a difference is it? You know?
Yeah.
I think that's part of the reason. I think that's part of the reason the safety market.
You can't ignore it.
Yeah, it's just such a. I don't know. It would be tough though. It would be tough to say no at the right price.
Yeah, for the right price, you gotta test it out.
Yeah,
you gotta test it out.